Sheboygan man facing drug charges. Man dies in submerged car. State Fair entertainment announced. These and other local stories are coming up on this edition of Community News Review.
This is Community News Review, service WSCS TV, news content provided by WHBL.
Hello, I'm Maddie Pfister, and welcome to Community News Review for Monday, April 1st, 2019. Believe it or not, it is time to once again vote in Wisconsin. Tomorrow is election day, and voters across the state will pick everything from a new Supreme Court justice to school boards and local leaders. There are also dozens of tax questions on local ballots. For registration status and finding your poll location, you can go to My Vote Wisconsin at myvote.wi.gov. Winter parking goes until April 30th in the city of Sheboygan. Please follow the winter parking rules, and while things continue to thaw out, we would like to kindly remind you that the city of Sheboygan winter parking is until April 30th. This was approved on August 20th of 2018, an ordinance amending the city's snow emergency and winter parking to improve efficiency in clearing streets all winter, given reductions in personnel and changes in procedures. The Department of Public Works has done a fantastic job throughout this winter and continues to work diligently on our streets. We greatly appreciate their efforts and continued partnership. A Sheboygan County man is facing major drug charges. 33-year-old Ian Axel Baker, also known as Alex Baker, was charged over the weekend with felony counts. Baker, who is from Sheboygan, is charged with possession of cocaine and is significant, even enough that he could face up to $5,000 in fines and a year in jail. The court may also suspend Baker's driving privileges for up to 5 years because he was already driving with a suspended license. As demolition on a Marshfield landmark continues, Father Keith Kitzhaber of Sacred Heart Catholic Church says it is time a time capsule has been uncovered in the cornerstone of the parish's century-old school building. Among the contents of the capsule, which was buried in late August of 1916, are newspapers from the time period, church and community documents, and several coins, including one from the Roman Empire. There was a Roman coin in there anywhere from 1700 to 2300 years old. But unfortunately, that coin's not all that valuable. I contacted a friend in Rome, and he looked it over, and he said, well, it's obviously a Roman coin, but it's not worth much. But it is a coin about 2,000 years old. Parish leaders have not decided what to do with the items, but they could be included in a new time capsule that would be placed in the cornerstone of a new parish community center when that construction, probably in 2020 or whenever fundraising goals for that project are finally reached. Chippewa Falls police say they do not know how a man ended up inside his car that sank in the Chippewa River. Rescue crews pulled the vehicle from the river Sunday morning, and the man was rushed to St. Joseph's Hospital, where he was then pronounced dead. His name has not yet been released, and the cause of death has not yet been determined. The car was about 150 yards downstream from the Pump House Road landing. The fire department's rescue boat responded to the scene, but first responders said high water levels on the river made recovery much more difficult. A number of farmers groups are advocating for a right to repair law that would make it easier and less expensive to keep farm equipment running. As political campaigns start to get into action, a number of candidates are advocating for right to repair rules for farmers. Bobby Wilson from the Wisconsin Farmers Union says those laws allow farmers and independent mechanics to work on tractors and other equipment without relying on a dealership. Any simple repair that a farmer can do on their own, or it could be something more complicated that requires more advanced tools. Wilson said in some cases, taking equipment elsewhere is a violation of the warranty. Manufacturers can even disable a tractor entirely if a farmer makes a simple repair without authorization. Wilson says that can unfairly raise prices and increase the costs to small operations like family farms. The laws would operate the same way that car repairs currently work, allowing for competition and choices when it comes to maintaining a vehicle or piece of equipment. Sheboygan police say numerous vehicles were entered during the evening and overnight hours on Tuesday and Wednesday of last week on the city's north side. These incidents have occurred to unlock vehicles, and police are advising you to safeguard your property by always locking your car doors and closing your windows, and to never leave your cars with the keys in the car. Police are asking citizens to report any suspicious activity, and if you see something, please say something. And finally, Wisconsin State Fair officials have announced the final 2 headlining spots for the main stage during this year's fair. Country band Old Dominion hits the main stage on Friday, August 9th. Country rock singer-songwriter Brandon Lay will open the show at 7:30, and Grammy-winning musician and actor Rick Springfield will perform at the main stage on Wednesday, August 7th. Eddie Money will open the 7:30 show. The State Fair will run Thursday, August 1st through Sunday, August 11th at the State Fair Park in West Allis. And that is all we have for today. Join me again on Wednesday for another recap of our local news and stories on Community News Review.
News content for this program provided by WHBL in cooperation with WSCS TV.